Hi, Cassandra here. I'm day 2 of working on getting everything set up for the radio station. Uh, kind of timid is what I was told. Some of my recordings I've already done. So I'm going to take you all along with me on how I do this. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm winging it. So here we go. This is the end of the song. Wow, what an exciting song that was. That Bombs Away by B.O.B. featuring Morgan Freeman. I played that because there was a message in there that I kind of wanted everybody to feel a part of, or feel what I feel when I hear that song anyway. And that is how following our dreams is kind of along the same lines as breaking the mold or not being a part of the system. The system itself has been holding us down. I don't know what the system is. The system of anything that you do habitually that holds you back, or some alternate dimension that that plagues you, or maybe it's the government, and maybe it's your job, maybe it's your parents, but it's the system. It's the system of things that we need to break in order to break free and follow our dreams. And that's what this show is about. Again, this is like the Twilight hour. So it's that time of night where you lay in bed and you think to yourself, what could I have done different? Or maybe what could I have done better? Or daydream, even though it's the sun's setting and you're not quite asleep yet, you just lay there and you think to yourself, what are all the things that I could have done to fix this? Or maybe you're an insomniac and you think about that kind of stuff all night long. However, this show is kind of to help convey to some people maybe some habits that we could break, as well as some habits that we could get into, and maybe we'll get into that. The first topic that comes to mind as far as success and being a better person is breaking the chains of worry and anxiety. So for me, there's a lot of anxiety with doing this radio show. I should be a little bit more fluid every time we do more. Every show will get better and better. And so I have to remember to tell myself, not to have any anxiety over that, or anything that's going to be like a negative influence on what I'm actually trying to do. And I want you to kind of think about those things. What is your way of thinking that's holding you back the most? Is it confidence? Is it self-esteem? For me, maybe that's a little bit about what it is. So I'd like to say that this next song is for those warriors, those late night warriors. I'd like to present to you Clutch. This song is called Electric Worry. Song is so awesome. So I know I'm really proud of how that one went. So I'll be taking the audio out from that, same with like the audio either from this video or from my program that I'm using. My favorite is Studio One. Right now though, I got a lot to worry about. I'm telling you, man, we move tomorrow. New life. This isn't even my house that I've got right now, just in between. So, yeah, got enough to worry about. And then I'm trying to be doing the show. So, and it's got some playtime left on this song. So, You got to see a little bit. Otherwise, you'll find the radio station, uh, Las Vegas Radio Newspaper, and the Caffeine Radio has given me this opportunity to have my own radio station on an already syndicated internet radio station, and so much love. That makes me happy. I think the reason I like to play the video while I do the recording, though, it helps me to project myself. I can kind of, back at Hewlett Packard when I worked there, we had to take a lot of phone calls. I was always told to keep a mirror on the desk and smile, and people can hear you smile. So, alright, listen to the song. Alright, this is going to be kind of a slow period for this video because I'm doing this a lot differently than normal. I'm actually uploading this directly to YouTube via the phone, bypassing the whole computer entirely. So I like to just sit and kind of, think about what the next topic's going to be. The next topic are going to be about this book by Stephen R. Covey known as The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I'm going to say Covey because I think Covey sounds more, it's spelled like Covey. But yeah, this is going to be a really interesting episode. Take this block and move it back. I think we've got a few seconds left on the song, so I might as well just tell you to stay tuned. Alright, nudge, background music, adjust the fade out, arm the track, bang, vamonos, vamonos, bang, 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 vamonos, vamonos. Well, thank you all for following along a video journey. I mean, if you're still listening, wow, cool, thanks. All right, here we go. It's the end of the song. Drum solo. Wow, I love that song. Always gets me so pumped up, ready to just vamonos, vamonos. So it really helps take away a lot of that worry. Music is a very special tool for learning to relax, as well as learning to work on your mindset, change your ways a little bit. One very important book with the tagline of Powerful Lessons in Personal Change was written in 1989 by Stephen R. Covey, and it was called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And the reason I mention this is I'm not trying to give away the secrets of the book, because in order to do so, I mean, I had to get certifications in this lesson of personal change in order to even proceed with the job that I'd had. They made me take, it was a 7-day class even, on, the different perspectives. One of the other things that I remember him talking about was the upward spiral. So there are all these little, hints and tips and tricks of the trade to help in your personal development. But I would like to talk about the 7 habits of highly effective people. Just to briefly, anyway, briefly cover what are the 7 habits, because that's the one thing that always confused me, was trying to remember what the 7 habits were. One of those, the very first one, be proactive. So being proactive, what does that mean, necessarily to you? If you are, I would say the first step is to identify where you want to be successful. Like, what are you wanting to do? Which he says the first step, or the second step after being proactive, is to, step 2, begin with the end in mind. And perhaps, the end in mind for me is to have a perfect radio show, one that's followed by a lot of people. I want to be, monetizing on this, and I want this to eventually be like something I would do full time. Number 3, put first things first. For example, you plan, you delegate, then you eliminate, and it is one step at a time. You can't do 2 steps, you can't do the third step. You can only do the first step, so keep first things first. And that planning part, so important. Delegating, we can't do this alone. Eliminating, but we can do this without certain people holding us back. But you got to think of it like this. Don't even worry about the people holding you back. You got to think win-win. It's all about getting people on your team or on your side, so you got to remember to think win-win. This is a win-win. There's no win-lose situation in this process of success and interpersonal change. Step 5, seek to understand, then to be understood. So if you have a great idea, I think that's it's important to have others to share that with. Very many. It goes to step 6. He says synergize, which to me means teamwork. So you want to, get everybody synced up on the right goals, same goals in mind. And then step 7, the very last 7 of the habits of the highly effective people, is to sharpen the saw. And I had to look deeper into this and understand what he meant. And that just means balance. You have to find balance in what you seek. I'm going to go back over these real fast. Step 1, be proactive. Step 2, begin with the end in mind. Step 3, put first things first. Step 4, think win-win. Step 5, seek to understand, then to be understood. Step 6, teamwork. Step 7, balance. Find the balance in life, the upward spiral, the great grand scheme of it all. What is it going to take? And I think it's what we consider crazy is just different. It's not crazy always. And so I want you, for me, another important step for me is to be energized. I don't just need synergy, I need energy. Because we can't do anything laying in bed wishing we were doing something about it. Every day that you lay there, you have to just remember to get up. Every day that you're sitting there and it pops in your mind, your awareness is first step, awareness. So I like to go backwards. I call those the 7 effects of highly habitual people. And so on that note, I want to play a song for you. This one's by Avenged Sevenfold, and here we go. It's Back Country. Alright. So I was normalizing and because like my volume is really low using this headset. I have a really awesome microphone, but I've got to get moved first and then in my place. I think I'm 18 minutes in now to my show, which 17 minutes into the video, and what you're missing, I've actually recorded some already. And I would like for this to go live, but I gotta get a little bit more confident, and that's what the vlogs are all about, that step-by-step process, and you following along with my journey. I mean, who knows, maybe one day this will matter. Right now I know it doesn't really. Maybe it helps me, it's just something I can look back on, and uploading it to YouTube, I don't have to worry about people, how do I say this? I can get some feedback, because I like doing this alone, but I think it'll help. I just think the videos help, especially showing, the journey and the process and how everything works on it. Whew. I was like, bat, country. I said that real ignorant, so I deleted that, took that part out. And, it's okay. I think it's gonna be alright. I just gotta, remember to breathe. Exciting. New things on the horizon. Alright, well, there's just a little vlog of what I'll be doing. I have a 2-hour-long show for the Twilight hour with the radio show. I'm more nervous just about having enough content. So I'm going to get off here so I can move on to the next little portion of this while I have the house all to myself. So, alright guys, day 2. I know, I've got a lot of things to work on. I'm looking for a tagline and a thing that I say every time. So since this is the Twilight hour, I will be signing out. Stay tuned. This is Cassandra with the Twilight hour, signing out. Stay tuned.